Speed maker tips. All right, we had a customer call in and say he was having some water leaking out the back, a lot of water leaking out the back of this when he set it up for operation. Okay, so there's a little tip that's going to help him and help others overcome that. It isn't quite intuitive, so thus the video. So we're hopefully going to be able to help you guys out with some video instructions if anybody else has this issue, which is easily remedied. All right, so here's the speed maker. It's an unassembled and completed assembly, but the hopper sits in like such. And it always has a little space in the back. Depending on how tight you tighten down your buckles, we'll move this back and forth. The mat is just setting in there. I can slide the mat back a little further to get it closer and tighten my buckles. But anyways, so here's the hopper. It's got the Jarvine riffle. It's got this edge here that comes right over the top of this edge and sits on this front face of the mat. Clamp the mat in. That little ledge sits right underneath there so the mat don't slide out. And it's also got this flat spot here to make a compression seal on this miner's moss. How that happens is this piece of miner's moss that's in there is a little longer than what it needs to be, and we fold it over so we got a lot extra material, and we make a compression seal up against this flat edge. So when we put this guy in here, we're going to fold it back like that, set it in there. So our miner's moss is sitting in there, couple folds, couple uses, that will be nice and flat. Our little edge of our miner's moss stops in front of that there. We're going to put our hopper in, locate the edge over the top of that, and you notice how it's kind of going up. So when we snap our buckles, we make that compression seal, the water doesn't leak out. Okay. So that's basically the tip to help you guys when you're assembling this hopper, kind of what's going on with that miner's moss that diffuses the spray and is trying to get the water to slow down. So what we're trying to do with that Jarvine riffle, that zigzag with that spray going back, making a boil box, piling up material, boiling it in there, is diffusing the energy of the water in the flow from rapidly throwing your fine gold out in your gold out. So anytime you can slow gold down in a boil box, capture it in this Jarvine riffle and diffuse that and let that fine gold go down into that plenum area underneath there, slow it down and capture it, you win. If it was all slick, it would rush out and then you would have to try and catch fast gold boiling out. So we're trying to diffuse that with the boil box, take out the energy, jake brake, and capture that in there. All right, so that's the tip. So we're not going to flow out. The back here is bad. Of course, this isn't super duper waterproof. This isn't like a power sluice that you would have in your house. This is a high baker that goes out in the field. We expect to see some water and spray and hopefully less than a normal high baker, but we got folks at the LDMA using this. Dominic loves it. We're operating pretty good. Don't seem to have any issues with it. So there's just a little detail that's going to help you get closer to operating your box in a more optimal way that wasn't quite intuitive and may have been left out. So I hope this information helps you guys, and I hope you enjoy using the equipment, and thanks for supporting our equipment. All right, guys, cool beans.